What's up, everybody? It's Priyon Joni. So if you watch my YouTube channel, you know that recently I just finally learned to do the 2-click flare, the orbit scratch. It's not that I was practicing every day, but it literally took me 22 years to finally understand it. I never used to be able to do open fader scratches because it used to confuse me, but now I kind of got the hang of it. In fact, just to share a little secret, I learned it because I was watching an old DJ Angelo tutorial on the 2-click flare. And it wasn't even something he said or he did or he showed. It was, well, it is something he showed, but what I was focused on that finally changed the fact that I couldn't do it was the way his hand movements was because the initial movement, the way he was showing it, looked like the beginning of a chirp scratch. And I know how to do a chirp scratch. Once I understood that that first movement was just a chirp, I was finally able to maintain my timing to do 2 clicks continuously. Now, once you learn how to do an orbit, there's actually 2 ways to do it. There's actually the symmetric way where you do it in 4s, in 4 counts. And then there's the polymeter way where the beat is sort of offset because it's only a 6-note scratch. So let me show you what I mean over a house beat. What I'm going to show you first is the easy way to do a flare. And I like doing it to house music because I can build up my speed because the tempo is fast. And whatever I do in house music, I can do in double time with songs that are half the BPM. So here's the easy way to do an orbit. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do a 1, 2, 3, and then I'm going to extend the 3rd note, and then I'm going to do another 1, 2, 3, moving the record backwards, and I'm going to extend the 6th note. So it actually becomes a 1, 2, 3, 4 count. I'm going to, let's slow this down to 110 BPM. So if you listen closely, the way it sounds is da 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 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3. The 3rd note is always extended. So basically I'm doing 2 16th notes and then an 8th note. 2 16th notes, then an 8th note. So it's 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3. Now, when you want to do it as a polymeter, you're actually going to do it in 16th notes. But since the orbit is a 6-note scratch, it's going to offset itself within the time signature. So instead of 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3, it becomes 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3. So let me show you how that sounds. So that one's a little bit more difficult because you're becoming offset to the time signature. And to my ears, my favorite type of orbits are the polymeters. And if you do it really, really fast, it becomes a triplet, polyrhythm. And we're at about 111 BPM here. So let's move this up to 124 BPM. And I'm going to do a regular symmetric 1 2 3 space 1 2 3. Now, if I want to do the polymeter, now as I gradually speed my orbits up, it becomes ever more difficult to maintain that 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3. So today is a little bit of an advanced lesson. It's not really a lesson on how to do a 2-click flare and orbit scratch, but if you do want to know, please leave it in the comment section below. Today's lesson is to actually take, if you know how to do a 2-click flare, and it's an exercise to help you build your speed up, because I actually had to come up with a couple exercises to get myself to be able to do that really fast. And what it was I combined the regular 1, 2, 3 space pattern with the 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 polymeter. So before we show you how we did that, a message from our sponsor, Direct Music Service. DMS is an online database for working DJs and mix artists. It's the one-stop shop where you can get your music from for your gigs. It's a searchable, organized database with thousands of edits, remixes, and different versions of your favorite tracks from many different genres. You can now save some money and get a discount using one of these 2 coupon codes. Use the code PJMonthly and get 30% off your first month off any monthly subscription. Use the coupon code PJYearly and get 10% off your entire first year of any yearly subscription. Go to directmusicservice.com today to sign up. So I'm going to leave the link to the scratch sample, the OSS sample that we're using in this video down in the pinned comment below. So if you need the scratch sample to practice with, grab it down below. It's really important that we have a long sample, no matter what sample you're using, and something that's consistent all the way through, because it's a little harder to do it on a tighter sample, because you don't have a lot of play in order to do it. So this exercise I'm doing is actually just a pattern of orbits where we alternate between the regular 1, 2, 3 pattern, 1, 2, 3 space pattern, and the polymeter. To break it down, it is basically a 1, 2, 3 space going forward, and then another one going backward, another one going forward, another one going backward, and then you're going to do one orbit of continuous polymeter. So let me do that again. So really slow. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And when you end it, you're going to end at the end of the sample. You're going to have you should be with the fader open. And you're going to do another 1, 2, 3 space going back as you reset. So once again, it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So let's try it with the beat, but I'm going to bring it down to a really comfortable BPM. Let's start with 95. I know this is a house beat, but we got 50% pitch range on the PLXs, so let's do this. Now, once you get that down, you can gradually bring your tempo up. Let's bring this to 105-ish. And basically, you want to just scooch it up in tempo until you get to a point where you're just really struggling and you want to stop there and keep practicing. This could be 90 BPM for you. This could be 100 BPM. It just depends where you're at. And once again, like I said, this is not a beginner scratch tutorial. I don't expect anybody trying to hop on doing orbits right away. But let's bring this up to 120 BPM. Now for me, the maximum I've been able to do it to is about 130 BPM. And basically what this is doing is it's giving your hand a moment where it can actually go into hyperspace or turbo boost, where you can do the polymeters, but then it'll give you enough resting space to go back so that your hand doesn't tense up. Because whenever I try to attempt a continuous polymeter where I'm not doing the 1, 2, 3 space, it's actually harder for me at 130 BPM. So let me show you. I totally lose my rhythm when I do it. In fact, I think my maximum on a continuous polyrhythm is 124. So that's basically my max, and when I get to 130, it becomes a little bit more difficult to go continuously. Like, I totally lose how the rhythm is supposed to be locking on to the beat. But being able to do that practice pattern, I can actually jump into the polymeter and then go back out on the regular rhythm. Let's try this at 140 BPM, and I haven't attempted this myself. And this is a BPM where I actually want to learn how to do a polymeter continuously. But I'm going to use this exercise to actually be the bridge to get me there. So with this pattern, I'm actually able to do a polymeter at 140 BPM, even though I really suck at trying to do it continuously. Like, I tend to lag my BPM and I can't get down to 140. Now, the reason why I've been practicing with house music and electronic music is because that's the genre of music that I'm going to be actually playing, and I want to learn how to scratch to sounding good in those genres. But what's also awesome is the fact that whatever you learn open fader wise on house music BPMs, you can do at tempos that are half the speed. So say I have this track that's 70 BPM. I'm going to follow the same pattern that I'm doing, but it's basically twice as fast in relation to this track if we're going to talk about how it was with the house beat. Now 70 BPM can be a little difficult. We could take it down to 65 for practice. So let's try this. All right, well, hope this pattern helps you improve your 2-click flare, your orbit scratch as it helped mine. This is kind of just notes as I'm learning how to improve my orbits now that I recently learned it. And just wanted to share it with you if you're struggling or if you're just looking to improve your speeds when you do your 2-clicks. All right, if you got any questions, comments, or anything to add about this 2-click flare orbit exercise that I just showed you, or if you want me to do a proper introductory video on how to do an orbit, please leave it in the comment section below. Would love to hear your thoughts, answer any questions, or learn anything new that I didn't cover in this video today. If you're looking to pick up the DJM S11 mixer or a pair of PLX 1000 turntables, I'm going to leave product links to these down below. They're going to be from Zounds because they have one of the best payment plan programs that you can find online. It's very easy to qualify for compared to anything else out there. Be sure to click the link from Zounds. If you like this video, please smash that like button. And if it's your first time here and you found this video useful, please click that subscribe button. And don't forget to click that little bell icon so you get a notification the next time I upload a video. Don't forget to add me on Twitch, which is going to be the new home of my live streams where you hear me play with all sorts of different gear. If you want to see the gear that I talk about in my videos in action, I tend to switch them around. Check me out on Twitch. All right, really appreciate it for watching. Thanks, take care, and stay healthy.